So first we'll start with the installation parts. Okay. Then installations. Then we'll followed by the work process administrations. So topic wise, we'll start the starting point of time discussions. Right. So that is fine, right? Or you have any specific topic to discuss?
Yeah, that is fine.
Okay. Okay.
So we are going to cover HANA on the next day or
Yeah, we'll cover HANA as well. Yeah, based upon the timelines now, we'll cover basis and HANA administration. All those
okay.
things we'll cover it here. Okay,
Okay.
and also the difference between ECC, the S4 HANA systems. So full-fledged we will cover it. We will cover it here. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go with the first topic with the SAP installations. SAP installations. So SAP installations will comes under it comes under the realization phase. So we have the phases as part of the SAP implementation. We have the phases: the project preparation, blueprint, realization, final preparation, go live, support. These are the phases we have. In that, SAP installations will comes under the realization phase here. So as part of the realization phase, here we need to build the SAP systems. SAP systems, we have to build it. So any SAP systems, the common softwares we will use it is called the SWPM tool. And exports, we will use it SWPM exports, kernel, and so DB and DB client, DB client, and SAP host agent. SAP host agent, we will use this common softwares here, right? So along with this one, so normal operating system we required. So database, so that's our choice, customer choice to go with the database. So OS is either the Windows or so Linux operating system we have to go with. If it is the Windows, if it is the Windows, they are the some C++, like some C++, the VC runtime packages we have to install. It is a mandatory one. So means .NET packages. I can say like it's a .NET internal. There is a .NET. So 3.5 or the 4. So the version packages we have to install on the Windows servers, Windows Server editions here. So if it is the Linux one, it is the Linux one, the GCC libraries we have to install on the Linux machines here. Using the RPM command, Linux we will do that. Otherwise, the Linux team will take care of the packages, installations, and all those things. The Linux team will take care of the all those things here, right? So on the operating system side, maybe so we will go with the OS installation. On top of, we have to enable the some of the functionalities here, right? After that, we need to download the respective softwares here. So when it comes to the software installation, SWPM tool is the tool. We can do the all kind of SAP installations and everything. We can do it here, right? Exports also. So based upon the your SAP product, either ECC, either NetWeaver, either CRM, SRM, S4 HANA. So based upon the product, so we have to download the respective exports. We have to download it from the service marketplace. So if it is the export, we have the NetWeaver, we have the 3 exports. Sometimes they may ask you, how many exports do you see in the ECC? ECC 11 exports. Maybe S4 HANA is the one of the biggest installation. Almost 30 exports we have for the S4 HANA systems, right? ECC 11. The next one big is for the S4 HANA systems. So that is the 30 exports files we need to download from the service marketplace here, right? Smallest installation NetWeaver, very biggest installation is the S4 HANA system. The kernel is common here. So kernel is common for every SAP here. Here as part of the kernel, SAP EXE, DB dependent, independent files. We have to download it along with the IGS, SAP IGS exe, then IGS, the helper files we have to download. These four files are comes under the, so these four files are comes under the, so kernels. Four files are comes under the kernels here. So these kernels, maybe there is no DB dependent, SAP dependent files. So any what is the latest versions, we can download the kernel files. So SAP exe, EBXE, DB, those are the versions depending upon the product which you are downloading, you are installing the respective versions. You have to download it here. Suppose you are installing the S4HANA, if you want to go with the 753 kernel, 722 kernel means it is not supported. You need to go with the latest versions only here. Always we have to use the latest packages in the service marketplace. So DB client, fine. So suppose, so ECC, NetWeaver, CRM, SRM, all the kind of systems we can use any database. Any DB we can use except S4HANA. S4HANA, we have to use the only on HANA server, dedicated HANA system, we have to use it here. So dedicated HANA system, we have to use it for the S4HANA systems, S4HANA applications here, right? ECC, any database we can use it, like SQL Server, Oracle, MaxDB, Sybase, or anything, we can use the any database here. Only for S4HANA, we have to use the HANA database. We have to use the HANA database for the, so for this one here. The host agent is common for every database host agent, sorry, every SAP. The host agent is not the SAP or DB dependent, it's the operating system. Why? Because it will gather the some host level information to SAP. It will give the some host level information to SAP. That is the reason we need the, so host agent as well here. So here, once we download all the files, everything is done. The first operating system also builded. So then on top of the operating system, the first thing is database, except Sybase, and MaxDB, I think. So except Sybase and MaxDB. So remaining we have to install as a prerequisite. Remaining DB we have to install it here. So then, so once you install it, on top of we can install the SAP application server. On top of we can install the SAP app server. We have to install it here. On top of here we have to install the SAP. On DB we have to install it here. The first prerequisite activities is the, so database has to be installed. Then SAP here. Right? So SAP, while installing SAP client, the client also we required here. So except Sybase and DXDB, with the SWPM tool, during the installation itself, we can install the SWPM will take care of the Sybase and the MaxDB database installation here. So this is one of the important things. Sometimes they may ask you, so can we install, so which databases are, other way they can say like, so which databases we can install as part of the SAP installations. So not all the databases we have to install before you run the SWPM tool itself, but two databases we have to, with as part of the installation, SWPM can do the installation of the Sybase and the MaxDB databases. So these two, including SAP softwares, we can install it. Except these two, remaining all we have to install in the pre-work, then start the SWPM tool, then we can do the installations here. So coming to the installation log files, if I refers, what are the log files we have to take it out here? SAP inst.log file, SAP inst_dev.log file, here keydb.xml file, right? So the keydb.xml file, there is a control.xml file. So these two are log files actually, SAP inst.log file and SAP inst.log file here. So these log files are stored at the operating system level as well as the SWPM screen. We can see these log files here, right? So where can we see these log files at operating system level? Which means if we go to the C, program files, then SAP INST underscore DAR, then so as above, something like that, you will get the navigation. Under that, we have the SAP INST dot files are available here. SAP INST dot log files are available under here. Okay. SAP INST log files are available from here. Okay. So this is the one thing from the here, right? So, apart from that, so keydb.xml file, control file XML here. What is this exactly here? The phases, some phases, SWPM phases are there, right? During the execution service, they phases here. So if something goes wrong, or we can, so means whenever you are restarting, means SWPM screen is stopped, again you are continuing the phases. So that time SWPM will read these two XML files. The mainly is the control.xml file, it will read it. Based upon this control file, SWPM tool will act. So these two files are very important here. These two files are very important files here. So this one normally when there is a error with the, so your tool, some phases, some steps, then suppose if you want to pass that steps, normally when you go to the SAP level, so let me open SAP INST start dot. So here see program builds SAP INST. Then here, so this is the one, this is the one, this is the one. So just to go to the here database, std above, then log, right? Here you can see, so these files are available here. Here you can see these files are available here. All the log files are available here in this location. Here you can see install. So standard, right, above. So then here you can see the, so files, so control.xml files, right? So you have the files are available here. So normally these files will refers to the your phases. What is the current status, and all the information will be available in these pages here. All the information is available in these pages here. Normally we cannot, so we can see it. If you open the HTML file, then maybe we can read it, this file. So this is the control file actually. So like this, we have the, so other files as well here. So control file, control.xml file here. So there is a SAP INST dot log file, SAP INST underscore dev. There is a keydb.xml file here, keydb.xml file here. So this is also one of the important file here. Keydb.xml file also one of the important file here. So which means your steps related information will be stored in this XML file. So from where you are, why? Because you stop at the SWPM tool middle, then how it is continuing from where it got stopped. Why? Because each and every action will be there in this control files here, with the name of plus and minus, here. So the name of plus and minus, it will be updated here. What is the value, all the information. So whenever you are starting the SWPM tool, so you will get the this it will read this from the, in this location XML file. It will continue from where it got stopped, here. So what exactly happens during the installation? Your application server will be builded. Application server will be builded here. Application servers will be builded in the, as part of the, so installation here. Application server will be builded as part of the installation here. Okay, application server. So here for here it DB client is fine, kernel is fine, host agent is fine, SWPM is the tool installation. But normally when we do the SAP installation, by default we will get the some data, right? Master clients, screens, some data, some SAP tables data. How we are getting means exports. Because of the exports, you are getting the some components, some data, some tables, but default data, SAP master data you are getting, because of the data will be stored into the export files, right? So that's why by default you are getting the some clients, some users, some data, some functionality, standard objects, SAP master data, everything you will get from here, right? So exports contains the SAP default data, SAP master data here, right? So log files, when anyone asks the log files, you can say these log files. Software side, you can ask these things, right? What exactly happening means your new application server is creating with help of exports. You export. That's why export you see the GBs of files, many GBs of files here, because of they contains the master data, tables, all those things. Export will be imported. So one of the step here during the installation time, that is called the import above step. Remaining steps will continue slow. Import above steps take the 4 to 5 hours duration, normal standard duration. Why? Because here whatever the export files are there, all the export files will be created as a jobs 1 to 25, something like that. The loads will be created. The loads 1 to 25 loads will be created here. 1 to 25 loads will be created. In this 1 to 25 loads, so job here what will happen in 1 to 25? So depends upon the your jobs you are giving parallel processing. Three jobs will be running. If you give the five jobs, five jobs. This is depends upon the your CPU and the memory CPU cores. Depends upon the CPU cores. You have to allocate the number of jobs here for parallel processing. You have the 5 CPU cores, then you have to give the 4 something like that. You have to give it, so that once the 1 to 25 tasks are completed, then almost your installation is successfully completed. Installation will give you the errors only in this phases only. Maybe if your installation is corrupted, your exports are corrupted, or something is happens, then it will be corrupted. If this will fail in this phases here. Import above step, it will be failed. This is the installation time. This is the very long running step in the installation time. Import above step. This may take the 4 to 5 hours duration of the step. Okay. So installation you need to remember is import above step is will take the longer running step. Then log files. What is the port number for the SWPM tool here? 4237 is the port number for SWPM tool. So you can use SWPM tool for any SAP installations. Okay. This is the installations wise. So anyone, any questions here? Okay, so I will go the next topic. After the installation is completed, we will get the, after the installation is completed, we will get the SAP. Oh, so by default, you will get the two instances we will get from the SAP here once the installation is completed, right? So here, so the main thing is topic wise, we are discussing topic wise. We are taking the one topic, we are discussing the in and out in the topic. So if you understand in and out, the interviewer will ask any questions, you are in the position to answer all those things. That's why topic wise I'm telling. No, we don't want to topic wise, just tell me the interview point of time questions means I can just say few of the interview questions, I can write it out, then we can discuss it out. But we cannot guarantee whether interviewer will ask same questions or not. So if you are thinking, so this type of things, let me know. I can go with the same thing only here. Right? This is fine, right? This type of discussion is fine, right? Or you want to go point by point?
No, this is fine for me at least.
Yeah. Well, because here everything will be covered. If the whatever the when whatever the questions he asked, all will be covered in these sessions. So whatever the questions asked, we are in the position to give all the information here. So
Okay.
next one, once the installation is completed, by default you will get the two clients. By default you will get the two clients, two users, right? SAP two instances. to operating system level users, everything will be 2. What are the two clients we will get out from here? 000, 001 clients. These are the master clients here. There is no 066 client. It's already deleted. It's a EWA client. It's already done. Two users, SAP level. So SAP star DDIC users. So two instances. Two instances means one is the ASCS instance. Second one is the primary application server instances. So what exactly we will get after the installation? After the installation, we will get the two SAP instances. One is the ASCS, one DB instance, and one primary application server. So database level, one instance will be created with the database level, and application level, you have the SAP side, you will get the two SAP instances. One is the primary application server, second one is the ASCS instance here. There are the two instances will be created in the application layer. So one is the GUI, this is the SAP, this is the database. Here, whenever you do the installation, one ASCS instance, one application server instance, you will get it out here. So here, so to log into the SAP, this application server we are building here. To log into the SAP, first time you can use any one of the client, any one of the user, you can use it. You can log into this respective instances, you can log in. Respective instances, we can log into the system here. Respective instances, we can log in here. Right? So here, so respective instances, we can log in. Once we log in, then the first and foremost thing is the create the one user. Why? Because with SAP star and DDIC, we cannot do any other changes here. So that's the reason, create the one user in SU01 transaction code. Security perspective, we will get the SU01 transaction code here, right? Once everything is done. So then once SU01, when you create that here, so normally, then after that, immediately you need to create the client. Why? Because client has to be created first, right? Without get, we cannot do anything in the master clients here. Only master clients contains the master data. We cannot store, we cannot do our business activities in these clients here. So we have to create the, as soon as you system is being created, the first and most foremost post installation steps are so we need to create the user. One user has to be created. One has to be created in the system here, right? Then we have to create the logical systems. Logical system we have to create it here using sale or BDLS transaction code, sale or BD54 transaction code. BD54, we have to create the logical system. So the logical system naming convention is SID, CL&T, and client number, right? Depends upon the SID, we have to give the CL&T client number. So why we need logical system means to identify the client within the landscape. So we need to create the logical systems here. Why? Because in one system, we have the multiple clients, or one environment, we have the multiple systems, right? So, but tables are only one, only table is only one, but all the client related. Why? Because our data is the client independent data. So the data will be stored into the table level. But we have the 100 client table, 100 client data also storing into the same table, 200 client also storing the same table here. Then how the differentiation will be, how to avoid the duplicates here. So based upon the logical systems, based upon the logical system entry, there is a each and every table, there is a log sys field here. Each and every table, suppose in the database level, suppose if you see the one of the table here. So each and every table, there is a log sys field here, log sys field here, log sys field here. So log sys field here. In this field, so suppose 100 client data, 100, then all the data will be stored. 200 client data, 200. But table is only one, database is only one, right? So, but whenever you are pulling the records from the table level, what will happen? It will go and pull that connected to your 100 client. Then it will check it out the entire table. Then in the kind, what is the call is coming from the 100 client, then it will pull the only 100 client records. If you search it out, only I need 100 client, then it will store it. But when you are creating the storing the data, you are storing the data from 100 client. So only 100 client level, 100 client entries will logs field will be created. In this field, there is one more fields are there. It will save the your data here. It will save your data here. It will save your data here, right? So this is a way the data will be stored into the same because of the logical system, right? Logical system is very important for the client here. So immediately using the sale or the logical system creation, using the logical system creation sale or so BD54, we will create the logical systems. Then immediately you can go to the SCC4 transaction code for client creation of the client here. So then once you create the client, then so we need to copy we cannot do anything here, right? We need to copy the data. So then here the logical client copies will comes into the picture here. So client copies comes to the picture here, client copies here. So then here, so we have to client copies means once users are created. So then once the system is ready, then you can perform the local client copy. Always, as soon as system is installed, we need to perform the local client copy from so the 000 or 0012. So what is the new client? New client number, new client we have to create the this one here. New client we have to perform it here. Once done it, then run the SGen. SGen you can run in the standard client or the main client also you can run it. Once SGen, once you done the SGen, then you can start the other activities, other integration level activities and everything we can perform it here. So here, so we are discussing about the client administration, client copies here. So we have the three types of client copies here, right? So since system installation, local client copy, we have to perform it here. So here the client copies here. How many types of client copies we have here? So one is the local client copy. The second one is the remote client copy. The third one is the client export and import methods. They are the three types of client copies here. This is also called the client transport here, right? This is also called the client transport here. Using this one, we can copy the other systems, other clients data to your target client. We can copy it here. Your source client, we can copy it here. So why? Because so SAP, we have the client copies tools here, local, remote, and client export and import methods here, client export and import methods we have here, right? So this is the way we can use the client copies concept here to copy the data from one system, one client to other system, other client, or same system, same client here. So local client copy here. Why here for local client copy we have to use the SCCL is the transaction code to perform the local client copy, right? So remote client copy, we have to use the SCC9. Client export import, here we have to use the SCC8 or SCC7, right? Client copy logs SCC3, right? Client creation SCC4, client deletion SCC5, right? So these are the transaction codes we have to use it for client administration here. So if I go a little bit more about the local client copy, so within the system, suppose this is a SAP system, you have the 000, you have the 001 client, you have the one more new client is called the 100 client here. You want to copy the data from so one client to another client within the system. Within the system, you don't require any RFC destinations, right? Within the system, you don't require any RFC destinations here. So why? Because so here it will internally it will use the RFC destination. System will internally will use the RFC destination is called the none. There is a none RFC destinations in the systems here, none, NONE. So if you go to the SM59 internal communication purpose, there is a internal RFC connections here, right? application to application server connectivity, this will be used here. So some internal standard communication purpose, it will use the, so this non RFC destination will be used here, internal communication purpose. Suppose if you have the multiple application servers, then that communication purpose, so it will use the application server with the name of application servers, it will use the this RFC destinations here, internal RFC destinations here. Via this RFC destinations, your data transmission will happen here, right? Internally, you don't require any dedicated RFC destinations here, right? System will take care of the all those things here, right? While doing the client copy, so we have the option to choose the profiles. Profiles means the data in the client data, they have segregated in the form of profiles. Profiles. Suppose we want to all the data SAP underscore all, SAP underscore new data. So SAP underscore customization data, SAP underscore, so APPL customization variant, SAP underscore, so we cust some variants and customization. Like that, we have the client copy profiles are there. Like that, we have the client copy profiles are there here. Using this one, we can, so we can transfer the data, the selective data approach here. Selective data, we can transfer it here. Not only all the, so not only like I want to transfer all the data, just you want to only users data, you want to customization data, you want to variants data. So based on that, you can try, you can just go to the respective, so client copy method, either local or remote, either the local client copy or remote client copy. So we have to use the same procedure here, either the local or local. We have to select the same client copy methods. We have to select it here. Same client copy methods. We have to select it here. Maybe let me go to the SCC4. Okay, 000 client. I mean 000 client. So 000 client is not permitted to use the client copies here. That's why it's showing here, right? So that's why. So the client copy profiles. Any one of the 2, 3, 4, you can remember it. That will be very benefit to you. Why? Because sometimes they may ask you, can you name it some of the profiles here? So that in that case, you need to name it like SAP underscore user, SAP underscore cust, SAP underscore all, SAP underscore, SAP underscore all. There is no SAP underscore new here. Just there is a profile actually. Here, SAP underscore cust, SAP underscore cust V, SAP underscore user, user V. So there the profiles are there here, client copy profiles. So using this profile, we can transfer the data from one system to other systems, same system or different system. If it is a different system, in that case, you need to use the remote client copy method, and remote destination. So then you need to establish the destination between the two clients, then two systems, two clients, then we can perform the configurations here, right? So we can perform the configuration here, right? So you can perform the configuration from here, right? So this is the, so one thing we can say, so one thing we can see, so configuration here, right? One thing we have, so first the RFC destination configuration, then same concept we have the SM59 RFC administration concept will come here to create the remote destinations from one system to another system. So here, so RFC destination R3 connection above to above, right? So R3 connection we have to create it, then we can log into the, here all the client copy methods are the, so client copy methods are, so like a client copy methods are like a pull mechanisms. Pull mechanism means we have to log into the targeted client. We have to log into the target client. So for target client, we are logging, but we don't have any user any user ID. Then how can we log into the newly created client? How can we log into the newly created client here? Using how to log into the targeted client means, so using there is a parameter here, login slash no underscore automatic underscore the user SAP star equals to 0. Using this parameter value, we can change this value, parameter value. Then we can restart the system. Then so we can log into the newly created client with SAP star and the pass, SAP star and the pass here, SAP star and pass. We can log in here, right? So that is the login to the newly created client here, right? Then we can just use the transaction code SCCL. Then then we can transfer the data from the one system to other systems here, right? Either the local or remote, whatever it may be, same profiles we have to use it. We can transfer the data here. We can transfer the data here. Okay, so this is the remote client copy, local client copy. But the export import method is slightly different here. So export method is slightly different here. Like here we have to transport target administration, we have to create it here. So then we have the CMS configuration in progress here. So then from this system to we need to export it, from this system to we have to import it here. So that is the concept, export and import method here. Export from the source system, import into the target system here. In case of data size is very huge, in case of data size is very huge, then we have to use the export and import methods. The data size is less, so then we can go for the remote client copy. Also, some customers, if the data size is used, also they will go for the remote method also. Why? Because if they have the network bandwidth very high resources, then we can use the high resources. We can use the these methods here. High resources, we can use this methods here. Okay, so we can use it here. Okay, so this is the remote client copy, export and import local client copy. Deletion is different here. In the worst case scenario, we may have to use the deletion from here. So deletion here, deletion means so it's entire deleting the data from the client here, entirely deleting from the data from the client here. Here the client copy, instead of discussing all these stories, so the main thing is you need to remember about the interview point of time or maybe technical discussion. Main thing, highlight things you need to remember is high level, the client copy, so methods, local, remote, export and import methods you need to remember. So one more thing is how to log into the, when it comes to the client copies here, how to log into the newly created client, how to log into the how to log into the newly created client, right? This is the one type of question here. Then how to estimate the client size, how to estimate the client size, how to approximate estimate the client size here, right? So then also how to cancel the client copy. So what will happen? What will happen if you cancel the client copy, right? So there is a lock will happen. There is a lock will happen. So we in the source system, then we need to delete the lock. From you will reset or delete the lock. How you will reset, delete the lock here, So either there is a reports, or if you go to the SEC3 transaction code, it will say like your client copy got cancelled, your client has been locked. Then in this case, you need to go to SEC3, then delete the lock here. Otherwise, in a SA38, if you go to the SECR unlock something, unlock underscore client, there is a reports, we have to use it. So we can unlock the or delete the client here. Why? Because when the client copy got cancelled, your client will be locked against login. So you need to reset that one to use the same functionality here. Here one more thing is, in case of client copy got cancelled, we can resume, we can restart from where it got stopped. We can resume it here. Also, one more thing is we can cancel it in SEC3. We can cancel the client copy. There is a cross mark. We can use it here. How to estimate the client size means in SA38 RS 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 site check, RS site check, RS space check. There are some reports are there. We can use it. We can estimate it here. How to log into the newly created client? So in RJ10, in RJ10 and RJ10, in the profile default profile parameter in the instance, we need to add this parameter value login slash no underscore automatic underscore SAP star to log into the newly created client. Then we can go with the so we can log into the newly created client means which is like a emergency user activation, SAP star and pass emergency user activation in the systems here. So at the same time, so suppose sometimes people may ask you how to, suppose there is a requirement from the customer, right? Sometimes what happens, customer will say, so you don't need to copy the 5 tables data, 6 tables data. You don't need to. How to, maybe they can ask like how to put the exceptions, how to put the client copy exceptions. Means suppose there is a requirement to copy the tables from one client to another client, except some tables, few tables here, except few tables, remaining tables we can copy the data. How can we do that one? Right? So if you go to the SCCL or SCCL expert mode, or if you go to there is a report SA38 RSCLX Expo, RSCLX Expo, there is a report. If you go this report, so we need to maintain the table. Which tables we should not copy? We have to maintain the tables in that list. We have to maintain the tables in that list so that the tables data will not be copied from the tables data will not be copied from the source client to target client. So exception list. This is one of the common FAQ. So the frequently they may ask you how to avoid copying the some tables, how to skip the tables copying from 100 to 200 client. How to do that? Normally client copy means all the tables data will be copied, but exception list, which means you need to use the report or expert mode in the SCCL. Whenever which transaction code their expert mode is available, there you can maintain the tables here, right? So this is the tables data. So and also if you want to improve the client copy performance, you need to dedicated parallel processing. So parallel processing we can execute it, here. Parallel processing we can run it here. So when you're running the parallel processing, the client copies will multiple threads, one background job, multiple dialog work process will use it. It will complete soonly, it will complete the work here, right? In this case, we can go to the RJ12, then create a, means how to improve the client copy performance means create a dedicated group. Normally in my live environment, what we did is 1.3 terabytes of data, right? Remote client copy is running local client copy is running very slowly. From 100 to 200 client, it's running very slowly. So one day we waited, it's running very slowly. What we decided is, so there is an option to improve the performance. So what we have done is, I created the dedicated group in the something client copy group in the RJ12. I created. Let me show you. On RJ12, I created the dedicated group here. Increased the work process. So like client copy like that, we created the dedicated group. So client copy like that, we created the dedicated group. Here Here maximum number of, normally 75% is the here. We have maintained the 95 percentage should use the so work process here, which means you have the so 10 dialogue work process, 9 will be used here, 95% here. Suppose you have the 100, so then 95 work process dialogue work process will be used. So we increased the dialogue work process to the 100 dialogue work process. Then 95 it is parallel processing used. So quickly we completed the, in a few hours, 1.3 terabytes data we have completed here. We have completed here. So this way we can increase the parallel processing by what we have to do, by increasing the, by creating the new group here. Maximum number of work process will be, you have to use these options here. Separate group, when the separate group you created, so separate group you created, then go to the SCCL transaction code, SCCL. Let me log into the other system. Then we have to provide the these options here. We have to provide the these options here. Let me show you. Go to SCCL. Here you can see parallel processing option here. Okay. Here what you have to do, you need to use the first group. Okay, define the groups here. So define the, so log on groups we have to define it here. Previously we have defined in the, so suppose RFC. Define it, how many number of work process we have. So maximum number you have to set like 20. So then you can just click on the save button, start the, as a background job. One job will run the parallel. So dialogue, multiple dialogue work process will be used. So your work will be very faster here. So make sure, maybe we have the very high number of things that time. You need to use the these options here. You need to use the these options here. You need to use these options here. Here there is no free background job. Something is happening in the system. Some long running jobs are running, I guess. Let me kill that one. My God. Okay, so dedicated group and parallel processing. I mean to say, you have to simply answer like, so by creating the parallel processing, so parallel processing, by increasing the parallel processing, or by introducing the parallel processing concept, we can improve the client copy performance here, right? So if you cancel in middle, lock will be happened, right? We need to reset the lock. That is a very, very important, make sure. So the only difference for S4HANA and other systems, the client copy in S4HANA systems, they are the new client copy tools are introduced here, which means, so local client copy SCCL N, so N will come. Remote client copy SCC9 N, so export SCC8 XN, new client copy will come. That is that new transaction codes. But when it comes to the, so the functionalities wise and everything here in the new client copy, normally here when you are doing the client copy in the ECC or other business suite systems, we have only option to, select profiles, right? Option only to select the profiles here, right? Profiles option, we have to only select the profiles here, right? But select the profiles only here. But here when it comes to the S4 HANA systems, you will get the option to, S4 HANA systems will get the option to select the single table. So don't lock the source client, then client copy profiles, multiple tables copy, single table copy, you will get the options. So it's a very good options. You can also copy the single table. You can also copy the multiple tables, profiles. Don't lock the source system. So there are the multiple options, you will get it out. These are the new features, new functionalities which we have using this one. So we can perform the in the S4HANA systems also using the client copy tools. We can perform the we can perform the client copies. We can perform the client copies in the systems here. We have perform the client copies in the systems here, right? What is doing here? Here this type of issues it may cause the performance issues in the system, performance issues in the system here. So system will be very slow, so it will be very slow, performance issues in the system. So I think maybe something program issue or something. See here, these jobs are running very longer time here, then we can cancel it. We don't require these jobs here, we can cancel it here, we can cancel it here. It's in the development, we don't require all those things here, so we can cancel these things. Yeah, remaining jobs are filing up, I think, because of this issue. So remaining jobs are running here, right? So that is the one. So we can, yeah, this is the difference between the ECC and S4HANA systems. The only thing is accept profiles. So means including profile, we have the other option like single table copy. Do you no need to lock the source client, but we won't get any options in the ECC systems. Here, do you want to lock the source system client or not? You will get the options, profile options, tables options. So some other packages option, we will get it out here. Task list we have to execute in the S4 HANA systems. We will get the task list here. You will get the task list here. So using this one, we can transfer the, you can use the profiles, we can transfer the tables data. Okay. This is the client copy related things. So only performance improvement and how to improve the performance of the client copies. Yeah. And also, yeah, these are the main things here. Exclusion list. How to exclude the list of the tables while performing the client copies. This one. And what other things we have? Yeah, this type of things we may get it out here. So the next one, when it's talking to the, let's just give the brief about the background jobs and work process administration here. So here work process administration, we need to mainly concentrate on the background jobs here. So background jobs here. So background jobs. Normally, we everybody knows, right? The scheduling the background jobs SM36. So monitoring, canceling, changes, schedule, everything we have to do it in the SM37. SM37 is the transaction code. We have to do the scheduling. We have to do the release. So cancellation, changes, repeat the scheduling, copy the job, all the administration tasks we can do. So the background jobs, we have the we have the three steps here above programs while creating the background jobs. So normally background job time, they may ask you questions like, so jobs are running from long time, what you will do? So questions wise, if I talk about the interview point of time questions, background jobs, the jobs are running from very longer time, what is your action item? How it will impact the system performance? Background job, how it will impact the system performance here. So every job, if the job is not running, so it will occupy the one resource in the system. Normally we are in the same screen, right? It will occupy the some screens in the system here. You can see free 0. So something is executing here. See here. So because of the jobs, you can see a lot of jobs are other jobs are consuming it's filing up, and there is no free, there are no these things here, right? So something is in the dialogue mode. I think we have only 2 dialogues. It's very bad. Maybe operation modes are triggered, I guess. That may be the reason it's changed here. So we can see something is happening in the sequential read is happening in the database level here. So here we can find out what exactly it is happening here. So what exactly happening this dialog or why it is running very longer time here. You can see. So why it is running? It is a sequential read. Means something, some operation, some tasks are executing DB level. Some insertion is happening at the database level. Some DB deletion are happening in the table level. If we go to the respective work process, we can find out what exactly. Why? Because each job, there is a associated work process. Each job, there is a associated work process is there. So if you check what exactly that work process is doing, sometimes the work process will go hung status. The job is not doing anything, which means nothing is doing the job. So we are good to cancel. But that analysis, we have to provide it here. How can we provide that type of analysis here? If the job is not doing anything here, means how can we say? Which means if we go to the work process related details here, here you will get the some information here, some statistics, some records, what is the direct reads, sequential reads, inserts, how many updates, how many deletions are happening. So all the information you will get from the statistics here. You will get from the statistics here. If you see here 6.5, so you will get the some information, some deletions. See here, deletions are happening in the system now. 22, 242. 22, 242, 22. So 289. So some deletions are happening in the system here. Some deletions are happening in the system here. How many records are deleted? So something is doing job. It's not like that. It's not just it's a standalone. It's not doing anything, but it's doing something here. It's deleting some records. Means it is expected. This is expected here. So we can find out some useful information about the statistics, memory. If we go to the overview of this one, we will find out some information here, what exactly this job is doing here. So if you see some results, some records are processing, everything means, so this job is doing something, so we may have to wait. It's not like that blindly go ahead and cancel the jobs. So maybe, so after the some activity, this background jobs are running, which is doing the some cleanup. So that's the reason. So which is doing here. We can go to the SM37. We can see what's exactly running in the system here. Right? So sometimes what happens if the DB file system also full, if the OS level file system also full, so then if the DB is in inconsistency, the jobs will not do any commit. Why? Because jobs means it will execute the program. In the program, there is a code, source code. In that code, there is a operations, right? DDL and DML operations. It will insert the records, it will delete the records, it will do something, right? So there is some kind of information in the jobs, some kind of information in the code, right? So it is executing, that lines are executing. So if why? Because it should be executed in the database level, table level, it will do something. So if some inconsistencies, some file system full issues, DB file system issues, RK log mode issues, then what will happen? All the jobs will not do nothing. Nothing will update. It will keep on waiting. In the system, it will say like waiting status here. In the system, it will say wait status here. See here, someone initiated the client copy also here, right? See, it's holded. See here, the delay time. Because of the other job issues, all other background jobs are got full. Then remaining jobs are in progress here, right? Remaining jobs are in progress here. See here, client copies, some other whatever they want, they are doing all those things here. Still, the jobs are waiting. The jobs which are showing, all the delta jobs are getting completed here. Because of the lack of there is no free background work process. The whatever has to execute the jobs, all the jobs are in the pipeline, in the queue. So as soon as the free work process are available, all the jobs are getting picked up and it is executing. It is completing. It is executing and it is getting completed here. So which means the previous jobs caused some slowness, some inconsistency, everything here. So the mainly the jobs are running from long time means we have to look at the, so we have to look at the, see here, again, we have the 4 dialogues came, 6 here. This is the actual topic, actual one. Maybe operation modes. Maybe if I go to the here, operation modes which happened, I think here. So something is happened. That's why the work process, the dialogue work process got converted here. Right? There are a lot of dumps, shop dump deleted. So some jobs are executing. Short dumps, full job logs are created. Small jobs are deleted. So background jobs are executing. So it's executing. It's doing something in the system. So there is a huge backlogs are pending in the jobs. So it's got executing in the system here, right? So that is what. So we may see the issues background jobs wise. Maybe they may ask you the questions like the jobs are running from long time. What could be the possible reasons? If the database tables are full, some inconsistency, some there is a deadlocks. If there is a file system fill issues, if there is a RK logs errors. So in kind of anything at the DB level, table level, we may face this type of errors here, right? Sometimes what happens, if there is a disconnection between the application server and the database, so that time also you may see the this type of errors here. That time also you see the this type of errors here. Okay, this is the background jobs wise. Sometimes jobs are running from long time means we may have to look at the, so this type of issues here. So and also RFC administration part. So means RFC connections. RFC connections means we have the types of connections, right? So above to above, R3 to R3 connection, then HTTP connection, then internal connections, then external connections, means HTTP connections only. Above drivers, then TCP IP connections. These are the connections here, right? So both are the above we can establish here. Above connections are only one flow only. One flow means one system to other system, one system to other system here. Okay. So which means if you establish the, this is the one system, this is the one system. Maybe if you establish the connection from here to here, so only one-way data transfer. It will transfer the data to the here, not the reverse transfer here, right? Not the reverse transfer data here. Again, if you want to transfer again, so you need to establish the connectivity from the here to here. You need to establish. So that thing you can remember about the, so one-way data transfer only, not the multi-way data transfer. Okay, not the one-way data transfer only, not the multi-way. So connections will be useful to connecting between two systems. For the integration time, when you're integrating BW or any systems, so RFC destinations we have to create it here. So this is the one thing you should remember here. Logical systems, right? RFC destinations, connectivities. So there is a standards we have to maintain it here, right? RFC destinations creation also as per the organizational standards we have to maintain. And also the client descriptions, creations, all those things we have to create it here. Okay. So background job solved, just you have clear. So what are the issues we may face it? So why? Because each job will execute the, suppose like if you see here in SM37, there is a jobs. Each job will execute the one above program. That program has contained the some instructions. That program can contain the some instructions here, what to execute it, and all the some based upon the variant, it will execute it. Right? It will execute it. Here again, this job is started. This job is started here. Again, it will start filing up. So something like, let me check what is this job exactly is doing. Again, it started here. Every 5 minutes, this job is scheduled by someone. What I can do here, I can go to the, so released one, then I can make it to the scheduled in order to not to run the job. So this job, it won't run then. This job, it won't run. I can go ahead and I can cancel the active jobs. System will be free. Okay, job cancelled. I schedule the jobs here. Now I can, if I go to the SM50, better. See, 5 hour free, right? 5 hour free here. 5 hour free. Only standard background jobs are running, which is deleting the, so some standard jobs are running, which is doing the some cleanup activities here, right? Now you can see system is somewhat a bit fast here. Okay, it's fast. Response time is good. So if the system performance issues, the main some of the factors are long running background jobs. Something is running from very long running here. So we may have to look at the, so why it is running from long time. So what happening? Are there any users? Suppose if I talk about the performance issues, if I talk about the performance issues in the SAP system, SAP performance issues, if I talk about the performance issues. So in the performance issues, if I talk about the performance issues, so here we can see, so why it's running from like performance issues. Users are unable to log into the your SAP systems, right? Performance issues. So users are normal scenario based, unable to log into the SAP systems. So sometimes system performance is very slow. Sometimes only one transaction code, only one T code, only one T code execution is very slow. One T code execution very slow. So very slow, right? It's taking a lot of time here. Only one user or few users only. So like that, we may get the sometimes some performance issues here. In that case, so normally we know users are unable to log into the systems means mainly we have to check the whether SAP and databases are up and running or not. Check the R3 trans-d from SAP application server that connectivity is working or not. So once you done it, then log into the SAP system, just check the some basic health monitoring, right? So whether everything is okay, are there any dumps in the system? What is the status of the SM21? Are there any abnormal errors, written codes in the system? We can check it out. The user, we are able to log in. It's not the system issue. There might be some network issue or user side, some Citrix or VPN or sometimes that may be the issues. Or we are able to log in, which means users are able to log in, means none of the users are able to log in, only basis team can log in means. So maybe sometimes we may have to check the gateway entries in SMGW. We may have to check the gateway entries. Sometimes we may miss this one, gateway connection tables, gateway connection table here. Sometimes what happens, if the gateway connection table is full, 2000 connections are full, the new users cannot log into the SAP systems. New users are cannot able to log into the SAP system, but the existing users can log into the SAP system here. Existing users can log into the SAP systems. Existing users can log into the SAP system here, right? New users, they may face the issues, but the existing users may face the, so sorry, new users may face the issues, existing users can continue. That is the one type of scenario. In that case, mainly we need to check the gateway status. Gateway status 0, current and maximum. The gateway status, we have to check it out. What is the status of the SAP gateway? Gateway is fine. Work process table is fine. So check the, are there any disconnection entries in the trace file? Gateway trace file. Check the, are there any disconnection entries in the gateway trace file here, right? So no disconnections, everything is fine. So check the, then connect with the 1 or 2 users, in which region specific users are able to log in, right? Just check it out in the SMLG. So users are, some users are logging and everything is okay. Then, so check the application server status. There are some troubleshooting steps, application server status. So we can check the whether work process are free. Yes, free. So what is the load? Everything is okay. Dialog processor free. Okay, fine. Then definitely systems can able to accept it. You are able to log it. In that case, maybe some issues with the user side or user network side, user region side, then may be the issues. Then we can connect with the user, we can fix the issues. Sometimes what happens, all users are unable to log in, even you, means there is some issues with the database, application connection is broken to database levels. Then you need to check the what is the performance issues, maybe database full, database space, database down, or database the services are restarted, or application file system is full. There may be several ways, right? So any one of the reason you can explain it. So apart from that, so the one more scenario, the typical scenario is here, right? So only one transaction code is taking some time, others are fine, which means might be a sales related transaction codes, might be a there is some sales related transaction codes. So it may be take some times here. Why? Because some sales related SAP VM V505, there is a program actually. This program contains some custom includes some custom structure. They will, for the standard program, they will include the some customizations. So if the customization is very old, so definitely whenever they execute the one transaction code, it will execute the loop. Inside of the loop, it may take some time and it will gather the some data. It may take some time. Okay, because there is no filter conditions in the code. So in this case, we need to work with the ABAP for debugging the code or that program, that transaction code, that call. So we can take it fast, right? Suppose example, we go to the ST12 or ST12, not the ST12. If we go to the ST05 or something, so here we can enable the trace. There is ST01, ST05 tracing tools, right? ST12 also the tracing, ST12 also tracing, but here it is not displaying. The older systems we have the tracing tools, 7.4 and EHP7, those are the we have the tracing tools. We can use it, we can trace it here, right? So here what happens, if we go to the programs, there is a SAP so there is sales related. So first of all, the transaction code, if you enter the one transaction code, the transaction code related program, we can see it here. What is the program for the transaction code here? We can see what is the transaction code for that program. You will find out simply. So just go inside of that program here, SAP V4 sales order processing V4A. Okay, just go to the source code here. Normally this will do by our developers, so don't worry about that one. Or they will do the some debugging they will enable it. They will check it out where is the exact error. So they will go for, there is a some includes, custom includes here. The custom includes, so there is a custom structure, the many lines, they will include the custom include some routines. There are multiple things they will include it here. So sometimes why? Because the code has to be executed, each and every line includes. So it may take some time while to get the all the information and everything here. So sometimes what happens, there is no loops, infinity loops. Above coding side, there is a loops and infinity loops here. So that may cause the sometimes issues here. So in that case, we can ask them to debug the issue each and line by line. They will do the debugging. Here, so that they will do the debugging. They will find out the some loop is missing, some infinity loop is missing, something is missing. The code is absolute old one. So that's why only one transaction code, sales order related transaction codes are very slow here. So like that, it will give the clear information. So here maybe from our side, why? Because we faced one issue, this type of issues we faced it in the one of the project that time. So what we have done as part of the investigation, is here. We have first of all the transaction code and what is the related program. Then I checked the program. Then I see there is a custom is there. Then there is a custom include is there. Then I asked developer, I pulled him into the call. Then in the screen sharing session, I asked him to debug the issue. As part of his debugging, he find out there is a some loops, infinity loops, custom loops are incorrectly configured after the transport movement. Then again, so he reverted the transport or he created the correction transport in the from development. We moved it. That time issue got fixed it out, right? So that is the one we have done it here. So in case of one T code is slow, we need to check the what is the related program. We need to check the program related any transports are happened or not. We can check it out, right? System performance very slow means we know CPU, memory, file system. These normally any performance issues, three main performance contributors. Any performance issues, three main performance contributors here: CPU, memory, file systems, right? So if these three are okay, then network we need to look at our network side. If this is also okay, then user side we need to look at out the any issues with the user side. So mainly if any performance issues, CPU, memory, file systems. So we have to look at the three key main performance issues here. If this all are okay, system performance is okay. We need to look at the other side activities. We have to look at out the other side activities here, right? So this is the way we need to check the system performance related issues here. So client copy is also run long running. Maybe you need to increase the performance, and also background jobs. So we need to check the background job also will execute the program. Everything will be the program only. In that program, you have the tables, right? You know how to find out the tables names in the program. Maybe if you go to the any one of the program name, suppose if you take the any one of the program will take, suppose like one of the program. If you go to the program, there is a tables here, right? You can see the, if you just keep on reading the table, there is some tables here. From table, delete from, select from, like that you will get the tables here, some tables here, some table option here, delete from, insert. So there is a some information will be displayed here, some information will be displayed here from the tables here. Just if we keep on searching that table, we will find out the, so what's happening in the system and all the information we will come to know here, right? We will come to know the all the information in the system, right? So then what next? Small things I'm checking here. The big things we can discuss in our next class, like SAP upgrades, kernel upgrades, and database DBMS. We can discuss small things. We complete it, then we are fine. What next we have? STMS, okay, transport management. It's a very good topic here. So transport management system, transport, so management system, TMS here. Here, the transport management system, especially for the configuration side. So configuration side, when you are doing the domain control configuration or adding the systems, there are the two RFC destinations will be created for each and every system here. TMS ADM is the main RFC destination. TMS SCP supplementation RFC destination here. In case of main is down, the second RFC destination will take care of the all those things here. Second RFC destination will take care of the this RFC destination here. Okay, so two RFC destinations. There is a one user. One user is called the TMS ADM user here. So there is a one user here. One is the user. Two RFC destinations. One TMS ADM user. There is a one job that is called the RDD IMPDP job will be triggered, right? So this will be auto created actually. Auto created in the, so 000 client, This is also will be created in the, so it will run from the 000 client. It will run from, so 000 client here, 000 client here. So two RFC destinations, one user, one job here, one user, one job will be created here. Okay, that is the, when you are doing the configuration here. So when you are doing these configurations, so in the backend at OS level, what will happen? So what will happen? There is a USR SAP trans under bin folder. All the configurations will be saved here. All the configurations will be saved under the USR SAP trans bin directory. In the bin directory, this will be saved here. This will be saved here. All the configurations will be saved under the bin directory here. Okay, that is the OS level information here. So here the normally the common issues we may face is as part of the transport. Sometimes what happens when you are importing the transport request, it may take very longer time. May take very longer time. So we can say why, because transport requests are saying very longer time means. So when you started the import process, there is a job, background job here, RDD IMP. If this is not running, if this should be running from the 000 client, if this is not running, then we have to, this is not running here. So then there is a issues with the, TR import. Why? Because the job is the main thing here. Job is the main contributor here for the performance issues. So performance issues are, so to import the objects into the TV table level, this is the job. It will be helpful here. IMP DP here. Okay, job is the RDD IMP DP here. This is the main job here. In case of job is not running, what we have to do? In case of job is not running, we have to execute the report or program from, so the 000 client report is called the RDD new PP report. In the high priority, we have to execute it so that this job will run and immediately the transports will import it here, right? So this is the one of the reason here. If the RFC destinations are not working, then we need to check the RFC, RFC admin in SM59. We need to check the RFC connectivities and everything here, what went wrong and everything here. Sometimes what happens, if you configure the gateway, secure gateway, secinfo, we may face the issues here. If you configure the secinfo, we may face the issues with the this one. So here, so we can use here, what we can do here, we can do the check the whether we have the program IDs or something, any rules are wrongly maintained in the SMGW. Then we need to, so check that one, we need to correct it, and we can test the this TMS ADM RFC destinations. We can correct it. We can correct it here. So in case of the destination RFC, this job is running fine, but even though the transport is not getting imported means, so check the TP process at OS level. TP process at OS level. Sometimes what happens, TP process will get hung. Multiple TP process will open due to the kernel issues. Multi TP process will open, then transport will not be imported here. Transport will not be imported at the system. In this case, what will happen? We may have to, in this case, we may have to, so cancel the, so the Rogu process. Normally we will call it as the, so TP process. Normally we will cancel the, that all the open TP process, then so again restart the transport import procedure. The transport import procedure here in case of TMS ADM related issues here. Okay, restart this issues here. Execute the program from 000 client RFC ADM here. So sometimes what happens, the TMS ADM user will be locked due to the incorrect password. That time also we may have some impact on the transports. Job is not running, there is impact on this one here, right? So if there are no free background work process, that time also the transports will take some time, right? The many factors, the many factors will contribute the TMS issues here. Many factors will issue the many, so many things here. So many factors, like suppose like there is no free BTC work process, job is not running, RFC destinations are not working, DB inconsistency. So there is a table lock with respect to the object related table. So something like that, like table lock means sometimes what happens, there is a transport table, TR bat, then TR job. In the TR job table, there is a lock entry. If the lock entry is there, due to the, actually, as soon as your transport imported, lock will be deleted. So if the lock entry still exists, then what will happen? So new TR will not be imported. It will be stuck only. So this is the one of the reasons also here. So this this may be the some of the reasons. The maximum reason is the RDD IMP DP job. That is the one thing. So multiple times we also faced regarding the RDD IMP job only. Okay, RDV IMP DP job only. So that is the one thing. So and transports, small things, client copies. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone you want to bring up here so that I can explain? So just this one I can discuss kernel upgrade support directly. If you discuss small things, non-important things, the support pack, some upgrades and all those things I can discuss in the next class, so that we will not touch these low priority items and everything. So low priority items I'm mainly concentrating. Then high priority things we can discuss directly we can discuss in the high priority items, so that you will get more visibility on the high priority items. Low priority items means normally this one we know, right? Long running jobs, long running transports are not getting imported. So and system is slowness, what to check, where to check, work directory logs, we need to check it out file system level. So yeah, file system level work directory logs are very important for any troubleshooting related issues here. Work directory logs for the file system related issues. And work directory is the very important. ASCS work directory and sometimes D instance number work directory, application server work directory here. ASCS, we have the message server and queue server, those related items we can check it out, why the message server is not responding and why the application servers are work process are down, dispatcher went down, what. So many times we troubleshooted, we find out the RCA by using the work directory logs only. Dev underscore dispatcher, dev underscore ICM, dev underscore this one. So some many times who caused the issue, all the information we found out using the D instance number work directly. So as soon as any issue comes, the first you need to think the collect the work directory logs, keep it to the separate directory. Otherwise, what will happen? What will happen if any issues? What will happen? So what will happen if any issues here? So because after the restart happens, the work directory logs will be override. If anything happens, the work directory logs will be override here. The work directory logs will be override. So before you restart itself, any issues, take the backup of the work directory logs for the troubleshooting purpose. Take the work directory logs for any troubleshooting issues purpose. Take the work directory logs for the troubleshooting. Right? So that is the work directory logs here. So apart from that, anyone wants to bring any questions here so that I can explain?
No questions, but if we can cover this L3, L4 activities, that would
I
be
will
like
cover. Yeah, definitely. I
some
will cover.
and all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That's why I mentioned that I will cover it, those things also. So
Yeah.
like a kernel high level, then some direct, some L3, L4 level activities. Then we have yeah, that is also I will cover it. So low priority items means small L1, L2 tasks I'm concentrating. Then I can go with the directly, I can go to the kernel. So what type of issues we may face it. So kernel, what are the things we need to concentrate it. So then uh, some directories, some file system structures, some issues that I can, what exactly happens in the execution. Each and every phase I can explain it. So just checking the low priority things, like the small things. If you complete the small things, spam and saint, you know how to update the spam and saint here.
Yeah.
So operation modes also, you know, you don't need to make any, so one more thing is during the operational mode concept, you need to concentrate is operational mode concept time. So whenever, maybe you know this concept, whenever the operational modes are happening, operational mode switch is happened now. Okay. But there the some jobs are long running jobs are running. Some jobs are running from long time. So actually this BTC work process supposed to be changed to the dialog mode as per the timeline. But the jobs are running. So what will happen in this case? Will the immediate job will be cancelled and will switch over happens? Then what will exactly happens? So this type of scenario based questions you may get it out here. Suppose example, 10 o'clock operational mode switch should happen. But there are the 10 BTC work process in the 10. So some of 10 BTC should convert to the dialog mode. But already in the 10 out of 10, 6 already in the active status jobs are running. But only 4 are converted, remaining 6 are not converted. So what exactly happens with the task that time? Will the work process will be in the same active status only in the BTC mode, or will it be cancelled the jobs? So what exactly happens? That is one of the typical question they may ask you during the sometimes here. So in this case, what will happen? As soon as your background job is finished, immediately the BTC will be converted. Immediately the BTC job, as soon as this one is completed, immediately as soon as BTC the job is completed, immediately it will switch to the dialog mode. That will happen. So there is no impact on the existing operations. Existing operation, whatever the task is doing, there is no impact. There is no impact on the existing operations here. So that is what it will happen. That is the one of the thing maybe in the operational mode concept that maybe they may ask you. One more thing. One more thing they ask you like uh, stop and start, you know, stop and start. If we, okay, we can use the SAP control command, SAP MMC or SAD ADM users, we can use it to stop and start. Only restart the, so SAP start SRE process that we know. So that stop and start sometimes they may ask you. So yeah, these are the things. RFC connections, okay. RFC connection tables. So yeah, RFC connection tables. Sometimes they may ask you connection tables. So RFC des, RFC doc, RFC test, which we have to take it out the RFC ATTRE attribute. The RFC attribute. So these 4 tables we need to take the backup related to the RFC tables, RFC connections here. And so these are the RFC tables. So background jobs tables perspective, TBTC star table, TBTC T, TBTC S star tables here. Then logical systems related tables, TBDLS table. So tables perspective, TBTC table, T000. So for the client, all the client related information, ESR02, all the users will be stored, and tables related information. Sometimes some people may go with the tables also. So basis related few tables are it's not required, but sometimes they may ask you. So tables list, basis tables list here, important tables list here. E070. So E070 for the transport headers, the headers of the transport request and everything here. Then E071 transport request here, right? TADIR, TADIR. So it kind of like repository objects here. So TSTC, all the transaction codes will be saved here. Then if I remember what is called the, so TOBJ, yeah, TOBJ, authorization objects. So authorization objects related table here, TOBJ, right? USR01. USR tables, all are the USR star tables, which means all users and profiles authorizations related, right? So normally EDI tables, then IDOC related tables here, IDOCs, IDR, EDI, so DC, IDOCs related control tables here, control record tables here, EDI, DS, status records here during the archiving time, right? So then spools, TSP, spool records, spool related tables here, TST, so TSP tables, spool records here, right? So then SCs, these are some of the IDOCs related, user related, some of the tables here. So these tables, so we may have to remember to take the backups when we are doing the refresh time. We will discuss about the pre-steps, refresh pre-steps, upgrades. So any other things we can say, basis related few tables at TBTC, that's we discussed. Zero and change records. So CD, HDR, these tables are not required. Some useful tables like TADR, these all are the some useful tables, and the number of tables are there. These are the some technical configuration tables. All are our SAP basis related some configuration things will be stored into the in these tables here. So EDI star tables also not much important, but IDOCs related tables will be stored. IDOCs related tables will be stored in these records here. EDI star tables and everything. So BALDAT tables and workflow tables, BALDAT, BAL HDR, BALDAT tables, and EDIDS and workflow headers, SWW star tables, workflow histories, DBA tab loggle, change log tables here. So buffer synchronization table. There are a lot of tables are there, but it's, all those things we cannot remember. Let's leave it. But only few things you can. These are some important tables which can be helpful. And apart from that, small things, I think that's it. I think maybe if anything, I think the next session I can cover it. So these are the small important things which we covered in the first session. In the second session, what I will do, we can directly go with the L3 tasks, main important things here, kernel, SAP, some upgrades, and HANA DB related things here, means database related things here. So some other high level discussions here. So not the topic, high level discussions we will go. That is a very important, it will be helpful. We'll go with the high level discussions here. In the next 1.5 hour or so that is a 2-3 hours time we will take it out. Maybe today I think we already you spent it already. Maybe in the next session, maybe we'll connect tomorrow or so Monday, whenever your possible feasible time. So we'll connect the next session. Then we'll complete the high level topics as well. Right? Is it fine, right, everyone?
Yeah. So what is like? Is it tomorrow or on Monday? What time are we going to connect?
Let's